G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe, fighting man from head to toe, on the land, on the sea, in the air.
G.I. Joe, attack! Boom, boom! G.I. Joe, take the hill! Bam, bam! Terrific battle!
Terrific equipment to have a battle with. When you get G.I. Joe and the authentic G.I. Joe equipment, you'll have the greatest realism, the greatest fun you ever had in playing soldier. Box after box of authentic uniforms and equipment, so you can change your G.I. Joe soldier into a camouflage Marine ready for battle, a Navy frogman with complete scuba suit and inflatable life raft, an Air Force pilot with high-altitude helmet and air vest. Get G.I. Joe and get G.I. Joe equipment, so you can set up exciting battle action whenever you want. Remember, only G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe, fighting man from head to toe.
Now a new world of fun with G.I. Joe Navy. You've seen G.I. Joe on the water, G.I. Joe in the water. You've even seen G.I. Joe underwater as a deep-sea diver. But now hear this and see this. The G.I. Joe Sea Sled, the most sensational weapon your G.I. Joe Navy can have. The battery-operated sea sled comes complete with its own frogman. There are simulated harpoons, maneuvering controls, even a radar screen. Diving planes down, and the sea sled dives underwater for a surprise attack. There's never been anything like the G.I. Joe Sea Sled, and you make it work. G.I. Joe is the greatest. Nothing else is G.I. Joe.
Boy, oh boy, it's a Hasbro toy.
The Adventures of G.I. Joe, the sinking capsule starring G.I. Joe and his action equipment. The G.I. Joe space capsule is down. Another mission complete. Frogmen and sea sleds are ready to help.
Capsule sighted. Prepare to pick up.
Suddenly, the capsule fills with water and sinks. G.I. Joe sailors in deep-sea diver suits are going to the rescue. In seconds, you attach a line to the capsule and pull it to safety. There's more trouble ahead. The capsule is radioactive. But here comes the G.I. Joe crash crew truck to wash down the capsule with a working pump. Kids, make up your own G.I. Joe adventures like the one you've just seen by getting any or all of this equipment. Capsule, deep-sea diver suit, frogmen, talking G.I. Joe. Make up a different adventure every day with G.I. Joe. The Adventures of G.I. Joe, the Trap Pilot, starring G.I. Joe and his action equipment. Talking G.I. Joe as action pilot is in trouble.
Engines full on fire. Bail out.
As the crew lands, one pilot is trapped high in a tree. Back at camp, a group of G.I. Joes volunteer to attempt a rescue.
Take the jeep.
They race off in the G.I. Joe 5-star Jeep and quickly set up a G.I. Joe breeches buoy. Just in the nick of time, the pilot and Marines swing to safety. Later at the base, there is a special dress parade to honor G.I. Joe. Kids, make up your own G.I. Joe adventures like the one you've just seen by getting any or all of this equipment. The Jeep, breeches buoy, Academy Cadet uniforms, talking G.I. Joe. Make up a different G.I. Joe adventure every day with G.I. Joe.
This is the rugged G.I. Joe adventure team. At dawn, G.I. Joe heads across the desert in search of the mysterious missing mummy. Suddenly, an earthquake. No time to lose. Joe must get the mummy out. Can G.I. Joe win his race against time? You find out. The Secret of the Mummy's Tomb, one of the adventure sets from G.I. Joe. This is the rugged G.I. Joe adventure team. Today's mission, rescue stolen idol. Your own G.I. Joe will need the adventure team helicopter. Joe gets it together and takes off. There it is, but it's guarded by a giant cobra. Can Joe get the idol? You find out. Search for the stolen idol, a G.I. Joe adventure. G.I. Joe sold separately.
then there's trouble for G.I. Joe. You gotta get out, you're G.I. Joe. Copter's waiting, time to go. Gotta rescue G.I. Joe. Better move out, you're G.I. Joe. Mission accomplished, G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe and G.I. Joe Adventure Team Helicopter, each sold separately.
It's here, the new G.I. Joe mobile support vehicle, and your Joe's in the driver's seat. Today's mission, a radioactive satellite is down and must be found. Quickly, you activate the radar scope and searchlight and launch the aerial camera. There's the satellite. No time to lose. So you move Joe out in the scout car. Will Joe get there in time? Create your own adventures with the new G.I. Joe mobile support vehicle. G.I. Joe sold separately. Introducing 2 new G.I. Joe action packs. Your G.I. Joe gets a secret message to deliver. Quickly, you put together his new drag bike action pack, and he's on his way. Meanwhile, your buddy's Joe is on patrol in the new Turbocopter action pack, when suddenly, roadblock. Uh-oh, Joe's trapped. Can the Turbocopter rescue Joe? Mission accomplished. Drag bike or Turbocopter, 2 new action packs from G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe sold separately. From all over the neighborhood, Adventure Team members and equipment arrive for the opening of G.I. Joe headquarters. Flash, a radio message from the tower. Adventure Team member caught in quicksand. Get the maps. Here's the location. Get going, Joe, and good luck. Back in the tower, Joe signals, help on the way. We'll help get there in time. Create your own adventures. G.I. Joe Adventure Team headquarters. G.I. Joes and ATVs sold separately.
Introducing G.I. Joe Adventure Team Action Packs. As G.I. Joe crosses a hidden valley, he gets a message from the Adventure Team. Get out of valley. Rock slide. Comes the message from the Action Pack signal flasher. Quickly, G.I. Joe assembles his Action Pack escape car. The mountain is rumbling. The escape car is ready. He's off, and not a moment too soon. Signal flasher or escape car. 2 of the new Action Pack accessories from G.I. Joe. Introducing G.I. Joe Adventure Team Action Packs. G.I. Joe sets out to rescue an Adventure Team member in distress. This mission calls for the Action Pack rescue raft. G.I. Joe gets it together and heads down the rapids. There he is on a ledge. Joe picks up the Action Pack lifeline and takes careful aim. A perfect shot. Rescued. Rescue raft or lifeline catapult. 2 of the new Action Pack accessories from G.I. Joe. This is the G.I. Joe Adventure Team. 5 rugged men with lifelike hair. They're outfitted for action, and they take their orders from this man, the Adventure Team commander.
I've got a tough assignment for you.
Today's mission, capture the rare and dangerous white tiger. Your own G.I. Joe will dare anything, risk everything. Look out, Joe! The G.I. Joe talking commander and the white tiger hunt are each purchased separately from G.I. Joe.
Introducing the new G.I. Joe with Kung Fu Grip. G.I. Joe has hands that grip. Fingers you hold open and let close. Hands that hold on with a Kung Fu Grip. The grip you help Joe use in self-defense. New G.I. Joe with Kung Fu Grip. The hands that grip. This is Troubleshooter, a communications terrain vehicle. Batteries not included. Code X7.
G.I. Joe in danger.
Want more information?
Emergency at Spy Island. Send help.
And troubleshooters on the way. But suddenly, a giant bird attacks G.I. Joe. You react quickly and grab the bird with Joe's Kung Fu Grip. Now on to more adventure in Fate of the Troubleshooter. Fate of the Troubleshooter and G.I. Joe with Kung Fu Grip, sold separately. There are 50 adventures for G.I. Joe.
There are 50 adventures for your G.I. Joe with Kung Fu Grip, each sold separately. Here are 3. You can take Joe on patrol with Sandstorm Survival. And that's Joe with Secret Mission to Spy Island. Assemble Devil of the Deep and you can take Joe on a search for danger. There are 50 adventures for G.I. Joe. Devil of the Deep comes with everything you see here. G.I. Joe with Kung Fu Grip, G.I. Joe adventure sets and equipment each sold separately. Here's the G.I. Joe Adventure Team line with new Mike Power, Atomic Man. Here's the commander.
Trouble is our business.
Mission to rescue a secret message. Atomic Man's eye starts flashing. With your help, Atomic Man lowers Joe. No time to lose. You help Joe grab the message with his Kung Fu Grip. You put on Atomic Man's propeller. He's got the message, and he's off to headquarters.
One for all, and all for one.
New Mike Power, Atomic Man, and each member of the G.I. Joe Adventure Team sold separately.
Big Chopper's got a cape so you can trap the intruder.
Assemble the new G.I. Joe Big Trapper Adventure. And you're ready to trap the intruders. Strong men from another world. In the driver's seat, Eagle-Eye G.I. Joe with moving eyes. You can make the intruder attack. And the fight is on. Inside the Big Trapper.
Big Chopper's got a cape so you can trap the intruder.
G.I. Joe Big Trapper Adventure, new from Hasbro. Eagle-Eye G.I. Joe sold separately.
Bulletman, the human bullet.
Introducing Bulletman, the human bullet. And Mike Power, Atomic Man, and Eagle-Eye G.I. Joe with moving eyes. You can make Joe's eyes move. Imagine the Great Silver Cup. And their mission is to break through the fortress and recapture the cup. You can send Bulletman.
Bulletman, the human bullet.
Mission accomplished. New Bulletman, the human bullet, Eagle-Eye G.I. Joe with moving eyes, and Mike Power, Atomic Man, each sold separately.
Introducing Super Joe Commander with a 1-2 punch. He also has a power light vest, so you can imagine he's ready at night with a beam of light. 1 pen-light battery for each, not included. And you can plug in things. Imagine this Super Joe helipack gets him to trouble fast. Uh-oh, it's Gore, king of the Terrans. Gore has a red power ray, but as you can imagine, Super Joe's ready with a beam of light. Imagine the fight. Imagine it. Lights out for Gore. Super Joe Commander Gore, king of the Terrans, and Super Joe helipack, each sold separately, new from Hasbro. Uh-oh, it's Gore, king of the Terrans. Can he be stopped? Imagine Gore can only be stopped by Super Joe Commander with a 1-2 punch and power light vest and the shield. 1 pen-light battery for each, not included. Imagine their fight by night with light. Gore flashes his red power ray. Imagine the shield blocks it and flashes back his own beam of light. Imagine it. Lights out for Gore. Super Joe Commander with a 1-2 punch and power light vest, the shield, and Gore, new from Hasbro, each sold separately. Uh-oh, it's Gore, king of the Terrans. Can he be stopped? Imagine Gore can only be stopped by Super Joe Commander with a 1-2 punch and power light vest and Luminos. 1 pen-light battery for each, not included. Imagine their fight by night with light. Gore flashes his red power ray. Imagine Luminos has the power on and blocks Gore's ray with his own light. Imagine it. Lights out for Gore. Super Joe Commander with a 1-2 punch and power light vest, Luminos, and Gore, new from Hasbro, each sold separately. It's Super Joe Commander with a 1-2 punch. And here's Gore, king of the Terrans. 1 battery for each, not included. You can imagine Gore turns on the red power ray, but Joe sends back a beam of light. Then you can imagine he stops Gore with his 1-2 punch. You can imagine it's lights out for Gore. And here's Super Joe's Rocket Command Center. Assembly required. You can imagine fun and adventures you'll have with Super Joe's Rocket Command Center. Super Joe Commander with a 1-2 punch, Gore, king of the Terrans, and Super Joe's Rocket Command Center sold separately. Introducing Super Joe Commander with a 1-2 punch. He also has a power light vest, so you can imagine he's ready at night with a beam of light, 1 pen-light battery not included. Imagine you can plug in this Super Joe sonic scanner to signal danger. Or imagine this Super Joe helipack gets him to trouble fast. Wherever there's trouble, day or night, you can imagine Super Joe will set things right. Super Joe Commander with a 1-2 punch, Super Joe sonic scanner, and Super Joe helipack, each sold separately, new from Hasbro.
You can imagine the evils of Darkon. He's half man, half monster.
monster.
Darkon has a red beam and a lightning lance, and you can imagine his orange eyes looking right through you. You can imagine he spots Super Joe Commander and Luminos looking for Gore. Batteries for each not included. With your help, Darkon flies to Gore's side. You can imagine Super Joe meeting the half-man, half-monster Darkon. Darkon, new from Hasbro. Super Joe Commander, Luminos, and Gore sold separately.
Can't imagine it's the beast from beyond, and nothing can stop it. It's Terron.
3D batteries not included.
I stopped him. Oh, he's on the move again.
Terron.
Here comes Super Joe Commander.
Batteries for laser and...
broomstick rifles, with cast lead soldiers, with plastic miniatures. But none of these had the ring of authenticity. None of these gave a boy the feeling that he was playing real soldier. Give a boy an Army field manual, and his fanciful imagination will carve reality out of thin air. To make a boy's dream come true, Hasbro is proud to present G.I. Joe, America's movable fighting man. The most realistic soldier anyone has ever seen. Imagine, G.I. Joe stands almost a foot tall. A soldier big enough to really play with. But look, G.I. Joe doesn't just stand. He kneels. He lifts his arms to fire a rifle. He can charge, or he can sit down and rest. He can throw a grenade, or crouch in a foxhole. He can perform every action of a soldier, because Hasbro's G.I. Joe has 21 movable parts. His head turns, his arms move, he bends his elbow, his wrists move. He can turn from left to right. He can move his legs, he can bend his knees, he can even turn his feet. 21 movable parts. G.I. Joe brings a new kind of action realism to playing soldier. Look at his face. Not just an artist's fancy. This is the face of G.I. Joe. Carefully designed from composite photographs of 20 Medal of Honor winners. What about his uniforms? They're just uniforms. Just the regulation uniforms, just the authentic uniforms that the Quartermaster Corps designs for the real-life G.I. Joe. Fatigue uniforms, battle dress, MP uniforms. Whatever the action, the real uniform. But wait, we're getting ahead of our story. Take a look at G.I. Joe's battle gear, a new kind of action realism in playing soldier. All of his gear, from canteen and mess kit to 30 caliber machine gun, from entrenching tools and field pack to communication equipment, is all regulation gear, designed from official Army and Navy blueprints, and each piece of gear scaled to size so that it fits. The canteen cover fits over the canteen. The canteen clips onto the cartridge belt, and the cartridge belt fits over the uniform. This is G.I. Joe Action Soldier. Here is the basic package, and an exciting package it is with beautiful 4-color action illustrations. But Hasbro gives to the boys of America more than just a sensational new kind of soldier. Hasbro introduces a whole new concept in playing soldier. To go with G.I. Joe Action Soldier, there is box after box of regulation military gear, different kinds of uniforms, all sorts of battle equipment, authentic G.I. Joe material with everything from combat to bivouac, from MP to command post, helmets, rifles, tents, flags, sandbags, machine guns, everything carefully reproduced down to the last detail. But this is just the beginning. In this giant new concept, Hasbro brings to the youth of America not only G.I. Joe Action Soldier, but also G.I. Joe Action Marine, G.I. Joe Action Sailor, and G.I. Joe Action Pilot. 4 G.I. Joes, 4 different services. This is G.I. Joe Action Marine, uniformed in camouflaged fatigues with all sorts of exciting marine equipment. Here is everything from paratrooper to communications, From dress parade to beachhead assault. Parachute packs, carbines, flamethrowers, camouflaged communication gear, helmets, and flags. G.I. Joe Action Marine brings a new kind of action realism to playing soldier. To go with G.I. Joe Action Sailor, there are these exciting Navy packages. Equipment for sea rescue, for frogman, for Navy attack, and U.S. Navy shore patrol. Children will be fascinated by the detail in the regulation equipment. Life preservers, scuba suits, scuba tanks, swim fins, complete shore patrol gear. G.I. Joe Action Sailor brings a new kind of action realism to playing soldier. To go with G.I. Joe Action Pilot, there are thrilling sets of Air Force equipment. Everything from scramble to survival, and of course, dress uniforms. High-altitude helmets, flight suits, pad and clipboard, air vests, flare guns, all the gear necessary so that G.I. Joe Action Pilot can bring a new kind of action realism to playing soldier. G.I. Joe, a concept so big it requires dozens of different packages, ranging in retail price from $1 to $5. Fascinating sets of equipment so that the boys of America will be able to play with G.I. Joe. And each package has an authentic field manual, shows all the equipment a boy can get. And each G.I. Joe has his own G.I. dog tag. Thousands of boys will start with one service, but other thousands will start with 2 G.I. Joes, and even all 4. Market research tests show that boys who have played with G.I. Joe want all 4. And with a full range of authentic equipment, the 4-way G.I. Joe line builds into the greatest open-end merchandising program the boys' market has had since the introduction of the electric train. G.I. Joe cannot live his service life and fight his playroom battles without the full range of equipment which is built into all 4 categories and sold in beautiful and dramatic packages. And to promote this revolutionary concept, Hasbro will use the most strategic advertising campaign ever put behind a toy. A campaign planned not only to reach every boy in America, but every adult. Plans call for giant advertising and mammoth publicity. Advertising strategy that will use television as though this were truly a battle for the consumer's dollar. On the right flank, G.I. Joe on network television. On the left flank, G.I. Joe on spot television in your market. And right up the center, a G.I. Joe print campaign in comics, in newspapers, in magazines. Total advertising strategy, exciting television commercials, startling and dramatic print ads, a publicity campaign with stories already projected and in work for America's leading magazines. An advertising strategy conceived and dedicated to but one purpose: to make every boy and every parent a part of the big parade to toy stores everywhere, to see and to buy G.I. Joe, America's movable fighting man.
Hut, 2, 3, 4. Hut, 2, 3, 4.
On the land. On the sea. And in the air. He's here in the wonderful world of toys, and Hasbro's got him. G.I. Joe.